Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Five-star wide receiver Carnell Tate is nearing a decision. Is he going to pull that trigger sooner rather than later? He sat down with SI.com, did an interview, got some good quotes that we're going to kind of jump into, see if we can read between the lines and get a grasp on where this Carnell Tate recruitment is going. He's out of IMG Academy, 6'2", 178-pound wide receiver. You all know who he is by now, but originally out of Chicago, and a lot of people thought, at the beginning of his recruitment that he was leaning towards a school like Notre Dame or then even more towards Ohio State, but Tennessee comes out of absolutely nowhere and becomes the front runner. We all know Carnell Tate was on campus just a week ago meeting with Josh Heupel. We saw the clips, the pictures of him at the baseball game. I think things are trending in the right direction for the good guys, but like I said, we're going to jump into some of those quotes. We're going to talk about it, but as always, do me a favor, go ahead and smash that like button just below the video. It's quick, it's free, it's easy, it helps the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. If you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network and you're wondering what this is, we're not experts, we're not insiders, we are fans just like you. So if you enjoy the content, go ahead and subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live or when we drop a new video. Let's take a look at the article. Again, this is SI.com. John Garcia Jr., elite wide receiver Carnell Tate is finished with visits focusing on verbal commitment decision. And again, the world of recruiting, that is a big deal. That is a big thing. Tennessee gets the last visit, and not only, there's something to be said for the big recruiting weekend coming up, again, Memorial Day weekend. There's something good to be said about that. That's an exciting event. You're going to have a lot of talent in and around campus, but there's also something to be said for that one-on-one visit. Josh Heupel sitting down, spending some time with Carnell Tate, developing that relationship. But Tennessee gets the last visit. Now, the article goes on to say here, one of the most coveted wide receiver recruits in high school football is in full decision-making mode these days. After wrapping up his junior campaign at IMG Academy with an inter-squad showing on Thursday evening, in which he hauled in the only passing score of the event, Carnell Tate revealed his recruitment is nearing its completion. The Chicago native says he will soon make a verbal commitment to one of his final four schools. You see there, LSU, Notre Dame, Ohio State, or Tennessee. No visits are expected to take place between now and a decision. Here's the quote from Carnell Tate. He says, "I'm trying to make my commitment sometime this summer because I'm not planning to take any more visits until after I commit." Goes on to say most recently, Tennessee got Tate on campus for an unofficial visit last weekend while prized UT quarterback Nico Iamaleava was in town. It wasn't their first visit to Knoxville together. We talk all the time. Tate said of the relationship almost every day to catch up and see how each other are doing. He checks in on me. I check in on him. At Tennessee, Coach Heupel and his receiver-friendly offense have a great quarterback that can get me the ball. I know I can get to the league, and they can help develop me over there. I believe in Kelsey Pope, and all the coaches and players over there speak highly of him, so I know he will get me to the league and develop me. There's a misquote in this article. Going back to the top there, talking about Tate being on campus for an unofficial visit last weekend. Nico was not in town for that visit, so that is not accurate. They were in town earlier, but the most recent visit, again, was one-on-one Carnell Tate and Josh Heupel. Nico was not in town at the time. He was in Nashville playing in a 7-on-7 tournament. And to come full circle, the reason that Carnell Tate was in town by himself and not making it in for Memorial Day weekend because he also is going to be in a 7-on-7 tournament out in California, so he won't be able to make it in. But when I read that quote right there, talking about Josh Heupel, the receiver-friendly offense, the Velus Jones quote that I love to throw out all the time, what wide receiver would not want to play in this offense? He's going to get you to the league, and we saw that with the wide receivers last year. Again, Velus Jones got him to the league. Javonte Payton got him on an NFL roster. Cedric Tillman, had he entered the draft, Tennessee would have been looking at all three of their starting wide receivers making it to the league. That says a lot about this coaching staff and their player development, looking at what those three guys did prior to the arrival of Josh Heupel and this coaching staff. But what more do you want when Carnell Tate's talking about development, getting to the league, relationships? The only thing missing is NIL, and we all know Tennessee is out front when it comes to NIL. The article here says Pope was on hand for IMG's spring showcase along with the Ohio State wide receiver coach Brian Hartline. Notre Dame also had multiple assistant coaches on hand, among many others. Prior to the Tennessee trip, LSU hosted Tate for an official visit in conjunction with another elite arm he's grown close to, easy for me to say, during the recruiting process in uncommitted Detroit King star Dante Moore. He also communicates with a high-profile passer in the recruiting class, too, confirming the importance of linking up with a top quarterback regardless of destination. And again, that's why it is so important to get Nico in the boat early. And we talked about that back when he made that decision. That is huge to get your quarterback, your guy in the boat early so that he can go and work the recruiting trail, because you can see there from Carnell Tate, it's important to him to go somewhere that he's got a quarterback that can get him the ball. Now, what does he say about the other guys? He says, those are two of my guys, Tate said of Iao Maliava and Moore. He said, I also talk with Arch Manning some, mainly those two, though Dante is my guy, back from even before Nico, but Dante is quiet and likes to do his own thing. Nico is a chill guy with Cali swag that can get up and get hype and have some fun. Now, when you read that quote, who do you think that Carnell Tate wants to be around more? He lays it out there for you. It's Nico. Nico has that it factor, whatever it is. I'm an old man. I don't get it. I'm not, everybody thinks they're with it these days, but Nico's got that Cali swag and everybody wants to be around him. And that's why we are seeing this momentum, this buzz. Tennessee is the cool place to go play college football. And it has been a long time since we've been able to say that. Goes on to say here, but beyond the time with Moore, the Baton Rouge official visit was critical in the recruitment due to the long-standing relationship Tate has with Brian Kelly. The new Tiger coach recruited him plenty while at Notre Dame, to the point Tate says it was the coaching change that affected his recruitment the most. He says it was definitely different. He had a different swag to him when he was first at Notre Dame. He was open and talked freely, had a little swagger about him. Tate has seen each contending campus multiple times, though Tennessee and LSU were the only programs to receive an official visit. Goes on down here and says, another quote from Tate, it's definitely a battle between some schools right now, chopping it up with my family, trying to figure out what is best for me. He says development is big because they have to help you be the great player you are and get you to the next level, then playing right away. You have to be able to showcase your skills right away to get to the next level. And that's an interesting question when you look at the entire thing for Carnell Tate. Is he a guy? He's definitely an impact player. No doubt in my mind. Again, 5-star wide receiver. You read the scouting report, everything you want. The scouting report tells you everything you want in an elite wide receiver. But can he come in and start day one for Tennessee? Will he come in and be able to compete for a starting job out of the gate? We shall see. But again, wrapping up his recruitment, no more visits until after a decision is made. It sounds like originally he wanted to make that decision somewhere in June, but the way this thing's playing out, I'm just waiting for any day Carnell Tate to pull that trigger. When you look at On3, the recruiting prediction machine still has Tennessee way out in front at 60.3%. I feel like it should be even higher. I think that Josh Heupel locked it up. He sealed the deal last weekend when Carnell Tate was in town on his own, getting that one-on-one time with his coaching staff. Not only that, we saw him talking with Donde Plowman. We saw him talking with Danny White. Everybody in this administration, everybody at the University of Tennessee loves Carnell Tate, and they want him to join Nico on Rocky Top. How much momentum will that create? Francis Mauigoa, the 5-star offensive tackle, I talked a lot about him in the video this morning. We are seeing a very similar type recruitment. Came out of nowhere, came out of absolute left field after Nico pulled the trigger. Francis Mauigoa now showing interest just the same way that Carnell Tate is, and we're starting to see that slow building momentum. We're starting to see more and more people talk about Francis Mauigoa in Tennessee, just like we are with Carnell Tate. So once Carnell Tate's in the boat, if he chooses Tennessee, how much more momentum can Tennessee get? How many more 5-stars want to jump in the boat? Where you at, Vic Burley? Where you at, Bradley? Where is everybody at? Get in the boat. Get in where you fit in. Hit that comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think Carnell Tate is on his way to Rocky Top? Also, if you have not done so yet, please smash that thumbs up on the way out the door and make sure you go check out the official merchandise of the Talkin' VAWLS Network. You can go to bonfire.com/store VAWLS. All the links to that are in the description below. And also check out the brand new Beat Bama shirts. We're giving away a free shirt. We're giving away a free Beat Bama shirt. You want to find out how? Make sure you go check out the live stream from last night. It's still posted, talking about Nick Saban, talking about the drama of college football and NIL. But you can find out on that stream how to be entered to win a free shirt. But that's going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin' VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.